Have we got the sign? That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, small business owners, entrepreneurs, and I guess students of knowledge, I greet you with the warmest of greetings and welcome you to this fantastic chamber event, which is organised by the Greater Cumberland Chamber of Commerce. Let me start by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land in which we meet today and pay our respects to those past, present and emerging. On behalf of the Greater Cumberland Chamber of Commerce, we welcome you all to this social media or AI social media and business event. Today, we're diving into how artificial intelligence is reshaping the way we do business and on social media. Before we get started, a quick thank you to each and every one of you for taking out the time out of your busy schedules to be here with us tonight. A quick show of hands on how many people here use AI. Okay, nearly the majority. And how many of you use it actually for your marketing? All right, a few less. Okay, so you are in the right place, and actually with the amount of time that you save in your week, in your month, in your year, you can essentially have an extra holiday each year. Okay, so without further ado, let me introduce our President, Mr. Emmanuel Salvaraj, to present the President's Report.
Thank you, AJ. Good evening, everyone. Can I start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. Thank you also to Shabel for making time today to talk about such a relevant, contemporary and important topic. So who are we? I see a lot of new faces. The Greater Cumberland Chamber covers Fairfield, Cumberland and the Strathfield areas. As you all know, it's probably one of the most multicultural LGAs across Australia. For those of you who are not familiar with the chamber, our key objective is to ensure that we help our members grow by networking and providing knowledge. So we work under the 5 tenets, as we call it, and basically it's a representation, advocating for you with the government through Business New South Wales, knowledge sharing, having events like this where we share, bring in experts to talk to you about cybersecurity, AI, and other things. Socialization, it signifies that it's not all about business, because we know the business environment can be brutal sometimes. So you come here, let your hair down, and just relax and talk to other like-minded business owners in a very relaxing setting. Business promotion is about every event we have networking, we create that opportunity to connect with people, we bring in politicians who you can talk to as well, so and we help you grow your business. And finally, cross-cultural synergies. International business remains one of our key focus, and that's an example of what we have in terms of residents around the area. Cumberland LGA is migrant-dominated business. It's probably one of the few LGAs where migrant businesses dominate. We have communities from the subcontinent, from South Korea, from the Middle Eastern communities, all working here. So as part of that, we have run about 8 workshops and what we call as cross-cultural cohesion. And it's all about handling things like cross-cultural conflict, understanding other cultures, how to do business with different cultures, how do cultures conduct business, and subconsciously, and for us to understand as we scale the differences and in values and norms, right? And we will continue to do that in the next couple of months. We have a series of another 4 workshop that we'll be conducting. So now, I know AJ already asked about AI, so I want to be more specific. How many of you here are using paid ChatGPT? Okay. How many of you are using paid Claude? Okay. How many of you are using Copilot? Paid Copilot? Okay. All right, good. So, I actually spent the whole day today at Microsoft, and they were taking me through what Copilot can do. And just to get a bit technical, unlike your Claude and ChatGPT, which actually sits outside and you actually query it, Copilot actually sits within your system. So if you have Outlook, you would have seen it, right? But a lot of people don't use it. So, and they actually, this is exciting, have offered to come out and talk to us about how we can use Copilot. They actually challenge. I personally believe, when I went into that event today, that Claude is much superior to Copilot. But I came away with a completely different concept. They are spending so much of money on it, and they are increasing the ability of Copilot to an extent. And because it's embedded in email, it's embedded. So I'm going to get the guys to come out and do a workshop for all of us to actually they were telling me, if you want order processing, we can set up Claude. They have something called Foundry AI, which brings all your data into one place and enables the AI agent to actually query it and actually then do order processing, quotations. They can actually attend Teams meetings now, right? It's really ridiculous the way it is. So look out for that in October. So where is the economy at, right? Cost and cash flow pressure is still the dominant story, isn't it? Everybody is looking at, whenever the RBI meets, we're all looking forward and saying, what's happening to the interest rates? Utility bills, insurance bills, all-time high. The RBI has trimmed the cash rate, but small businesses is still at 7%. Now, small business insolvencies are increased. It was at 13% in the month of May, year on year, right? And that's troubling. Banks are tightening lending to small businesses. Everything is about cash flow, especially with small businesses, and they're starting to tighten. And as you know, the new compliance has kicked in from July, where now we have to pay super month to month on a dollar for dollar basis, right? In fact, one of the things I was at the conference is now we have to pay under 18s who are working below 30 hours. We didn't have to, but we have to now on a dollar for dollar basis as well. And that has a significant impact on our cash flows. The good side is, of course, the 20,000 asset write-off. The government has decided to continue. 55% of Australians are now telling that they're financially feeling insecure. That's a big number, right? The cybercrime, which always was at the big end of town, has started moving towards the small businesses, because they are finding that small businesses do not have the security. I know a lot of businesses, they go and get cyber insurance. Cyber insurance requires to have MDR, which is managed detection and response. Not many people have it. Tomorrow, you get hacked, you go to your insurance company, they're not going to pay you, right? So there's a lot of gap in terms of what is happening. So where does AI fit into all this? AI, small businesses in Australia and New Zealand are at the forefront of AI usage. Interestingly, 44% are using AI, but 88% are using AI for marketing. Now, the reason for me to have this topic discussed here today is, I think if we go to Google search or if we start using Facebook, I think a lot of us are not knowledgeable about what is happening behind the scenes, because it's all AI and the algorithms are changing. So I thought, somebody like Shabel can come here today and talk about social media and really what's happening behind the scenes, because that's how we can market, right? It's not about, oh, we boosted, we put a specific thing, or this particular suburb, and it's all working, right? Algorithms are changing all the time. So, and I thought that would be very, very relevant. At the moment, AI is still very narrow, right? Admin, scheduling, drafting, chatbots. But if Microsoft were to be believed, they're actually starting to look at processes and actually making AI almost as CEOs, but then countered by a human assessment and decision making to ensure that the decision is right. That's very important. You know what happens when the AI decides that you act on it, right? It's a problem. So, the gap between AI adopters and AI non-adopters is also increasing. Nationally, 65% of businesses not yet using AI do not trust AI. And that is a problem, because MYOB data also shows that small businesses which effectively use AI are growing at 2.8%. 2.8 times the size of any other business. So it is becoming a competitive edge at the moment. So it's very important that as a chamber, we start giving more knowledge and being able to ensure that tomorrow, when you're running your businesses, how can you? Think about this, right? You're a business owner, you're running your business, you come to a stage where you're sitting on weekends and evenings to do your admin work. How many of you are doing that? I'm sure many of you. Why? Because to get on additional staff, you're talking about $50,000, $60,000. Imagine you can use AI for order processing, for invoicing, for answering your emails, for appearing on Teams and recording those events. You can do what you do best, go and get your revenues while you have your virtual assistant or AI agent doing that. But I think there is still a bit of a gap in moving there. At the moment, it's all about queries, right? That's why I asked those questions. And I think it's our task to actually get people like Microsoft to come and talk to you about it. So yeah, that's the next event. We are going to run a series of workshop as well. And we'll bring Microsoft to talk about, and we'll have, hopefully they will be running workshops and they'll connect with you as well. So I will now call Erika. She's going to talk to you about membership and how you can join us and all that wonderful stuff. So may I call our head of membership, Erika Louise.
Can I please get AJ over too, because he is part of the membership drive. Thank you. So, good evening everyone. It's good to see the room full now. We usually take a little bit of time warming up, don't we, by the time we all turn up. So I hope you have a good evening today, and there are some very good people in this room today, and we'll talk about a few of you later.
There's also some very bad people in this room.
Well, I don't know then. So, ladies and gentlemen, joining a chamber like the Greater Cumberland Chamber of Commerce is one of the most powerful steps a business can take to grow, connect and thrive in Western Sydney. So the Chamber operates, as our illustrious President said earlier, on 5 core pillars: representation, knowledge sharing, socialization, business promotion and cross-cultural synergies. This gives members access to advocacy, visibility and a supportive network that reflects diversity and ambition of the Cumberland region. So Cumberland is home to more than 40,000+ businesses. Did you know that? Well, there you go. Most of them small enterprises that drive local employment, innovation and community vibrancy. Did you know that Cumberland has the highest ratio of manufacturers in this area? That's something you didn't know either. The Cumberland Council actively supports this ecosystem through programs, grants and major networking events designed to help businesses adapt, collaborate and succeed. This strong local business environment makes chamber membership even more valuable, as it connects entrepreneurs directly into the heart of a thriving economic community. Networking is one of the Chamber's greatest strengths. with monthly events, cross-cultural workshops, and partnerships with Business New South Wales and Chamber Alliance of Western Sydney. Members gain access to high-quality information, industry insights, and relationship building opportunities that extend far beyond your local area. These events bring together business owners like you, professionals like you, policymakers, and community leaders like you, creating a space where ideas flow, collaborations form, and new communities emerge.
Thank you, Erica. Cumberland Council's flagship networking event, Bite into Business, demonstrates the region's commitment to fostering connection and growth. It brings together entrepreneurs for an evening of learning, and even we're contemplating mornings of learning, inspiration and meaningful conversation, helping combat the isolation that many small businesses suffer, while opening the doors, particularly startups. Whether you're a startup, a growing enterprise, or an established organisation from 20 to 50 people, joining the GCCC provides you a voice of advocacy and access to a dynamic network of other small businesses and champions that can guide you through those uncertain times. It's more than just membership. It's a gateway to connection, collaboration, and community. So why not join today? The small amount of money you pay now, I think we haven't hit $100 yet, have we?
No.
Yeah, it should be $100, but anyway, that may be next year. So if you get in early, you'll get in at least 20% off. So we've got a range of memberships to cater for different groups. So whether you're a student or a senior citizen, I don't think we've got any senior citizens here. So maybe young at heart anyway. Or you're a young or established business entrepreneur, this space is for you. So on the screen you can see the QR code. Click on it and become a member today. I'll be around, and Erica and all the team will be around, so that if you have any questions, you can access us board members, so that we can help answer any questions that you might have. And if you are a member, renew today. Any questions at all?
You can ask us later because we want to get on with the show. So if you're a new member, you can scan in. If you're an old member or a member already, you need to renew, and so that we can help you help yourself. Yes, I look forward to seeing all your faces in the events to come. Bring your families, bring your friends, bring your business associates. Let's grow this together. Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot to mention in my speech to acknowledge some of our sponsors and people who support us along the way. And the Cumberland Council has sponsored us. We have the Venti Leagues. They actually give us subsidized food. We have Doolies who have provided us sponsorships as well. And of course, one of our partners is also Arab Media. And we also have Crescent Software and Alive 90.5, which is the radio station from Cumberland and Parramatta as well. And I also like to acknowledge Valarmati Janaki Raman, who's the wife of Dr. Janaki Raman, who is the Consul General of India. And thank you for being here. And we had a very, very good event at the Consul General's office, which was hosted by Dr. Janaki Raman, and we are starting to foster closer relations as part of our international business with India, China, and Korea as well. So this is all part of the thing, and I will give it to Erica to...
I'd like to say a few more words about my friend Marthi. It is my singular pleasure to introduce her today. I called her up over the weekend and she very warmly consented to come here today, so we're very privileged to have her with us. If you don't already know, Mrs. Valaramati Janaki Raman, I hope I pronounced that well, is a dynamic professional whose journey blends academic excellence and global exposure. With a master's degree in mathematics and a strong academic foundation in teaching and education, she has built a career on analytical thinking, problem solving, and clear, confident communication. Her life has been enriched by extensive international experience. She has gained while accompanying her husband, the Consul General of India, during diplomatic assignments across multiple countries. So living and engaging within diverse cultural, social, and business environments has given her a unique global perspective. So through these years abroad, Mrs. Janaki Raman remained actively involved in community development, social impact initiatives, and programs that strengthened local networks and supported people from various backgrounds. Her international journey, combined with her strong interest in business entrepreneurship and community building, inspired her to establish the India-Australia Women Business Dialogue Forum. This initiative reflects her belief that women thrive when they have access to networks, knowledge, and opportunities that transcend borders. The forum serves as a bridge between India and Australia, connecting women entrepreneurs, business leaders, professionals, and change makers from both nations. I would like to invite you, if you are a woman today, find the time, she's not here for very long, to have a chat with Mati, as she has consented to be called. Pick her brain, because she does have a lot of influence in the diaspora that we're in, and also she is able to voice your have your voice said to her husband, I guess. So I also want to say she's demonstrated a commitment to learning, leadership, and service, and through her work she will continue to build pathways that uplift others, strengthen international collaboration, and create spaces where women can grow, lead, and thrive. Welcome, Mati.
Yeah, thanks, Martine. Thanks for coming. Certainly with mathematics, you are a PhD in mathematics, but I will use AI instead of hassling you. So, no problem. One of the traditions of the Chamber is to highlight we call it spotlight, 3 businesses. So I'd like to welcome the first business, which is called Cyclop Design and Data, and that's Mr. Mahmood Dani, to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you, Ajay. Yep, so we are a design and data company. We are specialized in websites, your UI, UX, designing, your branding, as well as we do more on the document content management and records management side, where big enterprises and government organizations have a regulation to make sure they have their documents recorded, or any digital or physical document has to be recorded. So we do help in that. As well as we do provide comprehensive implementation services to small and mid-sized companies to do with the specialized products and projects if they are running into. And also we do have specialized projects ourselves. Naming a few of them, we have Worksy.ai, which is a project management and program management software. We have meeting management. So if you're a big corporation, we do have a meeting management software. We do have a product called Works Online to do your capital works management or your operational works management. So you can capture each and everything what you do in regards to your works. As well as we have a product called DG Docs, which is an Outlook add-in where you can access your SharePoint, Teams, or your OneDrive documents from within Outlook. You don't have to go back to all those individual softwares and run from there. You can create folders, you can drop your documents right from here to any of those sites. As well as we have a product to do with workflows for your requisition management. So if you have a requisition, procurement requisition, we do manage that too. So thank you for the time.
Yeah, thanks, Mahmoud. Mahmoud actually is one of these unsung heroes, does so much behind the scenes, probably like many of you. We've got so many stars in this room, and I thank you all. Another star I'd like to invite to the front is Rebecca from SOAP AI. So SOAP, Artificial Intelligence, Innovating Sustainability for Small Business. Let's hear it up for Rebecca. I'll give Rebecca a couple of moments just to set up her computer. She doesn't like our computer. Yeah. So the chamber itself is open to each and every one of you. If you've got suggestions or anything like that you want us to bring to the fore, we're here for you. And nothing's too small for us. We've got very big backing from the actual Cumberland Council itself, so we do a lot of collaborations with them. And at the end of the year, we have a big, end of year, just and let our hair down and compare notes on what worked and what didn't work and what we can make better for the following year. So, without further ado, Rebecca.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Dinoya, and just a little bit about myself. So, in the past 9 years, I was the business advisor for a New South Wales government program where I was helping startup, growth, and establish business. So, I was helping nearly 2,000 business owners across Western Sydney, and I was looking after 3 local council areas, including Parramatta, Cumberland, and Fairfield local council area. Right now, I'm the founder of SOAP AI, and we are collaborating this with the University of Technology Sydney since 2025. And in the early this year, we also received mentoring support from NVIDIA. And recently, our project is also become a member of NVIDIA Inception program. And I also do practical AI workshop and business consultings for the business. Now, just a little bit what I do. So, like I mentioned, I do private business advisory. So I try to combine my experience in the last 9 years. So prior to that, I also have an e-commerce business for the past 13 years as well. And I do AI workshop. It's a hands-on workshop with no jargon. I teach my client the basic of AI as well as making AI video or to digitize their voice or to make AI avatar as well as vibe coding. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the SOAP AI. So my role is to make you to feel that AI is achievable, is useful, okay? And it's not just something that's only for the tech, like high-tech world. So what is SOAP AI? So SOAP AI is a platform that to generate environmental sustainability report for the SME so that they could use when they want to apply for government grants and funding. What we found is many of the business owners, especially from the multicultural community, when they want to apply for the grants, sustainability report is one of the documentation you will have to supply. And what you found is many of the business owners don't have any expertise, they don't have the time, and they don't have the money to hire an expert to do that. So we use what we call AI vision scanning. So all you have to do is to scan the room and answer some question, upload the tender document, and you will actually have a usable sustainability report that you can use. And yes, and so like I mentioned, I do the workshop and consultation, so just depends on weekend students. So I also do this for the chamber as well as other business group and the local council as well. So just depends on the topic. It will be the mix of the different topic between, say, AI, marketing, and the business expansion. And if you want to connect with me, this is my LinkedIn profile, okay? The next step, if you want to invite me, I can come to your workplace to actually do a workshop for your business, for your staff. And this is my email and my mobile number, which is everywhere. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca. It's quite eye-opening. A lot of experience there with three councils, three local councils, and 2,000 businesses that she worked on and helped during that time, and she can help your business if need be. I'd like to introduce to the front Ram. I knew as a drone pilot. I didn't realise this guy's got his fingers in so many pies, from real estate to AI to a whole heap of different things. So without further ado, Ram. I'll just give him a couple of minutes. If everybody could just stand up. Yeah, stand up. Okay, just hands up in the air. Shake them like you just don't care. Okay, turn the hips around one way, then the other, and sit down. Okay, Ram.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for Emmanuel for giving me this opportunity. Myself, Ram Pulpati, and I've been my journey 25 years in Australia. I have a few different business, and now I would like to discuss more about. I recently start investing from last 6-7 years to the property, and guys, Australia is a big land and there is a lot of opportunities. I buy the lots, we buy the big land like 5-10 acres of land, subdivide and make a lots, and this is what I'm doing. And I really the opportunities we have nearly 25 projects all over Australia, residential, commercial and farming lands, and there's a lot of that thousands of acres, 5,000, 10,000, 2,000 acres of land with 6% of the rental returns. We have a decent some kind of all these projects, and I just want to introduce myself, and thanks for giving me this opportunity. Please reach out to me. My company is Alliance Estate Group. We are based in Bella Vista, and thank you so much, everyone. Thanks. Yeah.
What's next? I didn't check what was next, sorry. I was just... was it our presentations? Raffles? Oh, yeah, okay. So if I could ask Manuel up, he's already knows what's going on. We'll present some certificates. Okay, first certificate of membership in recognition of your business contribution participation in the business community, DeepNet. And Tech Hub Australia Proprietary Limited. Okay, they're not here, that's okay. unmute your voice. Oh, she's on her way. Okay, that's okay. We'll put that to the side. Okay, Droidex Technologies. Thanks, Ram. S3 Cyber Solutions. Ventura Finance Proprietary Limited. And also Able Choice Proprietary Limited. Are they here? Eva. Eva from Able Choice Proprietary Limited. Thanks, Eva.
Oh, it's American too. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Why is it they get 2 awards? Why do they get 2? Oh, right, okay. There you go.
Oh, well, so that one too?
Yes, you can accept that one too.
There we go. Get whammy.
Thank you. That's it.
Also, if I can ask Her Excellency Martine to come and accept a small gift from us. No. So when you get the first award, you can grab whatever you want.
That's it.
Oh yeah, we'll be running a bit of a raffle shortly. So if you do have a business card, make sure you put your business card in the thing, and then you'll get some fantastic prizes. Okay, where are we? Let's see. Guest speaker, Shadow Twist. Okay, our keynote speaker for this evening is Dr. Charbel. Dr. Charbel is the founder of Oz Arab Media, and he's not only the founder 5 years ago of Oz Arab Media, but also he empowers small businesses with marketing presence, websites, etc. So, and also the new thing, which is AI. So he'll run us through his journey and hopefully empower you to empower your employees to take your business to the next level. Without further ado, AI and I, practical tips for social media, Dr. Charbel.
Hello. Hi everyone, and thank you for having me here. Before I start, I have a quick question. How many here are afraid of AI? All right. Who would like to tell me why? I'll come to you. Who wants to answer?
Someone on that table.
Up there?
I can't compete with him. Like, I was working with him yesterday on 3 projects. Gemini was coding, Cursor was QAing, and I could only work on 3 projects. I have like 43 projects. The limitation was me.
That's a good answer. Anyone else?
For me, I would say the fact that there are so many platforms for AI and everyone says ChatGPT is the best, so others would say Manas, so others would say Copilot. So just figuring out which one would actually be better, not having all that to work out around. Yeah.
Great, also a great answer. All right, well, with AI, in today's presentation, we're going to talk about these things, and then I'm going to try to answer some of these questions. Every few slides, I'm going to stop and take a few questions so that we're all on the same page. So let's get started. Okay, has anyone heard of Jevons paradox?
Yes, you have.
Oh. Anyone? All right. Well, Jevons paradox is very interesting. He says that efficiency fuels growth by making resources cheaper, and this unlocks more opportunities. So, for example, if we take the example of the printing press. Before the printing press, we needed hundreds of people to make one book. But then, when the printing press came, we need a few people to make hundreds of books. So lots of people lost their jobs. But did they? Not really. Because when books became more affordable, more people wanted them. So we needed even more books than we could produce. And then when we had more books, we needed people to market them. We needed people to do typesetting. We needed designers. We needed lots more jobs. We needed lots more things to market these books. And also it opened up a lot more opportunities. We needed more teachers. We needed librarians. We needed distributors. The same thing is happening with AI. So right now, without AI, one employee is one person. So as Sir said over there, yeah, we can do 3-4 tasks, maybe. Sometimes one is hard enough. But with AI, one person becomes equal to 10 persons, because that AI is taking off loads one after the other. And as it learns more about you, it becomes even more efficient. Now, our main part of the topic is social media. What is it really good for? Anyone? Visibility, marketing. What else? Telling your story. Exposure. Personal branding, definitely. All these are good answers. We can summarize them into 3. The first one is discovery, second one is trust, third one is action. In summary, social media is very good to make people discover your brand, to know that you exist. Right now, I know you probably heard it lots of times. If you're not on social media, you don't really exist. So your business has to be on social media, one way or another. And it probably already is, but the problem is you're not controlling it if you don't know about it. Social media is good also for building trust. When people look you up, they will go on your Instagram page, they will go on your Facebook page or on LinkedIn. They want to know what you've done. And they also want to see who has left comments on your posts. What have they said? What were their reviews? And all of that helps in building your trust, helps in making these people say, okay, yes, I want to work with that business. And the third one, once people have found you, they started to trust you, that's where action comes in. That's where they will decide, yes, I will buy from that person. I will work with that business. Because I know them, I trust them. So, social media will help you build reach. That reach will help you grow relevance, so you become more relevant to your audience. This will create the relationship between you and your clients or potential clients. And finally, this will translate into revenue, which is what business is all about, technically. Now, in order to achieve this, you need to post content that fits into these 4 criteria to make people like and trust you. 1, you can use content that teaches. So, if you have tips, explainers, FAQs, useful checklists, at this day and age, there's no more, oh, but if I give my information for free, people will not come to me. That is completely absurd right now, because if you're not sharing that information with people, someone else is, and they're going to them for business. So don't worry about sharing your knowledge. The more you share, the more of an authority you become. And when you show that you are an authority, people will come to you. Another type of content to work on is to prove. Something that will prove that your business is good. As we mentioned before, there's comments, but also we can show results. Construction businesses, for example, can show before and after. Education businesses or IT businesses can show testimonials. Anyone can show testimonials. You can get your clients to write something about you, or even better, get them to shoot a video about themselves and how your business helped them. You can create case studies. Case studies are a very important source of data because, let's say I have a plumbing company and someone else has a plumbing company looking for a service that I'm offering, say a website. And someone who has a plumbing business has a website built by me and they've left a testimonial. Someone else comes, they want that website as well. Because I've already done that website and someone has left a testimonial and I've written a case study about it, then they're more likely to convert. Convert means they become clients. An important part of social media that a lot of people still miss is humanizing. Because everything is becoming so fast, we're relying more and more on creating generic content. And when we create generic content, our Facebook presence or our social media presence becomes more robotic. So it is very ironic that with AI being technology, we're looking more into becoming human, into making our technology seem human. So to make your social media more human, you need behind the scenes videos. How you work, who your team is, what do they do? Team moments, funny stuff, there's a lot of those. Because at the office, a lot of fun things happen. And it's nice to capture these things and share them with the world. Why not? As long as you're not making fun of someone or bullying someone, and make sure you get their consent. You can show your values. Show what you believe in. Because a lot of people will work with a business if their values align. And also, shows lessons. So show them the mistakes that you do. And show them what you learned from these mistakes so that they don't make them. And then, we can also invite them to collaborate with us by answering polls, by leaving comments, and by having clear calls to action. And the call to action doesn't always have to be buy now. It can be anything from, oh, yeah, get this free booklet, or leave us a comment and we'll answer your questions. Okay. Now, before we move on, does anyone have any questions so far? Renee, go ahead.
I'm not sure if you can answer me. Sorry. Thank you. I'm not sure if you can answer the question because it might be quite niche. I'm in the field of dietetics, and unfortunately with testimonials, it's very strictly governed by the Dietitians Australian Society. So would you recommend another way where we can show results without, because we're not allowed to say, this client lost 10 kilos, things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use case studies.
I don't think we're allowed to do that either. They're quite heavily governed.
Just get them to record a video.
We can't. We can't. We'll get in trouble.
Yeah, that's what she...
We can't. We'll get, even if they leave testimonials on Google Review, we get in trouble.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know. We've just learned something new.
Yes, exactly.
Possibly. Could be. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. Hi, my name's Carol. I think everybody knows me. But if I'm naturally curious about this. If I am your client and I consent to use my video, who is any power that be to say that you can't use my video? Like, I'm curious. Okay, well, that's dumb. You can use my video.
I think that was anonymous. Thank you for that. But it's just like, how are then people going to trust me if I keep putting anonymous as well? So it's a bit of a...
Look, but the thing is that in your niche, I think everyone has the same issue.
Yes.
So there's no real competition there when it comes to trust, and you're going to probably have to rely off social media on word of mouth. Sorry, yes.
I think.
Sorry, we cannot publish this, but this is our real clients.
Yes, go ahead.
I think a combination of what everyone has said, but very much relate to what you're saying. We work with clients whose personal details we can't publish. I know, Carol, it's dumb. We need you to advocate for that. But privacy and confidentiality is very high in our particular sectors. What we do is we focus on the story, on the real scenario, rather than the individual. Yes, that's human. The individual is there, but we make it, a pseudonym. It's more, people want to know what was the situation and what was the outcome, as you were saying. So we focus on that to get away with it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, moving on. So, before AI, creating content was kind of slow and sometimes very annoying, and if you don't have video skills, if you don't have photography skills, if you can't really write, it was very difficult. But now, with AI, it becomes much faster. So before, we had to sit down, brainstorm ideas, find out what everyone else is doing, and then decide on the plan for our social media. Then we move on to production. We go through drafts, we go through designs, we edit, we fix, and then we resize, then we approve, and then finally we publish, and then we have to do it all again for another social channel. But now, with AI, we can just get AI to kind of move through the whole process for us. But there is one big difference. It's that the production becomes AI, the speed becomes AI, but we still have to exercise our own judgment. We still have to make it human. The way we do that is by making sure that we go through it, we read it properly, we know the words that our clients like more than AI does. And no matter what happens, AI will learn them, but they will keep changing. So we still have to put a bit of our words inside of what the AI is saying. So now with AI, we can go through a different type of process, which is, first we start with the creation. We need to feed AI all the information about our business, our branding guidelines, whatever key messages we want to send to our clients, and everything that we need. And then we ask it to generate content ideas. So it's doing the brainstorming for us. It's giving us all the ideas. And then we ask for the hooks, we ask for the concepts, everything that we need. We can also ask it to create several drafts. And when we have a lot of drafts, we have a choice we have more choice to exercise our judgment. And then we can ask it to check if that content is relevant. So we can get AI to audit itself. Or we can use a different AI. So it depends on how you train your own AI. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But a lot of people, they get, let's say, ChatGPT to generate something, and then they go put it in Claude and ask Claude to tell them, okay, audit this, tell us what you think about it, and is it suitable for that kind of audience? And then they feed that information back into ChatGPT to fix it. Some people do the opposite. Then, once we have the content that we like, we need to adapt it. There's a lot of tools that can help in adapting social tiles or scripts into any type of medium that we need. So we can convert long articles into social media posts. We can also convert them into reels, carousels, images. We can rewrite for different platforms. So you can just tell AI, okay, rewrite this for LinkedIn, so that it knows that, okay, in LinkedIn we're looking for something different. So it rewrites it according to that. And then we can also get AI, for example, Canva, to resize visuals. For resizing, personally, I prefer Canva because ChatGPT still makes mistakes with sizing, but Canva is more practical in that front. And then, and that's a very important step, once we use whatever AI has given us, we need to collect the analytics data. Let's say we posted on Facebook. We need to collect the results, see how much is the reach, how many comments did it get, how many people have liked it, and any other data that we can get. We collect all those, feed them back to AI. That way, AI will learn what our audience likes. So it will help us create more content suitable for the audience that we have so that we can generate more traction. That will bring us back to step one. So now we have the data, we feed that data back into AI and then go through the process again. So this becomes a cycle. And the more we do it, the more AI learns, the better it becomes at talking to our clients the way we want to talk to them and the way they want to be talked to. With AI, you have to talk to it like it's a person. The more you treat it like a person, the more human it becomes. And the more it understands your language, the more it understands what you want from it. So, here's what to do and what not to do with AI. First of all, be very specific. I want 150 words about this topic, and I want it for LinkedIn. So for small business owners. That way it knows its limits. But you still need to double check it. Sometimes it miscounts words, unfortunately. It's getting better. You need to provide context. So the more details you give AI, the better. But you need to be careful how you give these details, because just like when you're talking to a person, sometimes more is less. If you give someone too much information, then they get lost. You need to be, as we said, specific, but also give context. You need to define the outcome. You need to tell it what you want. You don't just give it, okay, here you go, do what you need to do. It doesn't know what it needs to do. Even if you hire someone, they won't know what you want unless you tell them. And then you need to set boundaries. So you need to put a limit. You need to tell it, don't invent statistics, because AI wants to please you. If you tell it, give me 100 words about rubbish topic, it will give you 100 words about rubbish topic. Are they true? I don't know. Even it doesn't know. It just generated the words because that's what you asked for. So you need to set boundaries and tell it, don't do what you don't want it to do. Like, don't invent statistics, use a friendly tone, don't be too professional, and include one call to action, for example. Now, what you shouldn't do, and we've already spoken a bit about this, like, for example, be vague. You don't tell it, oh, write something good about AI. It will write something good about AI, but is it what you need? Really, it's something good about AI. Don't assume. Don't make it assume. So use the usual branding guidelines. There's probably dozens of businesses who have the same name as yours. So if you tell it, yeah, use the branding guideline of business X, it might find your business name, but it will probably be another person's business, some other place of the world. So you need to give it the branding style. Sometimes you can just drop a file, and then it will use that file and learn from it. You can't be unclear. You need to be very, very clear. So you can't tell it, or make it more professional. What is more professional? I mean, what's professional to me may not be professional for you. And in one industry, what seems professional might seem rude in another industry. So we need to give it examples. We need to scaffold it. And don't confuse it. Don't give it contradicting things. Make it comprehensive, but extremely short. Can't be comprehensive and short at the same time. And again, think like you're training a new employee. What you would tell them to do, this is what you would tell AI. And of course, even a new employee is going to make mistakes. And it's your responsibility to teach them how not to make these mistakes. And the way you teach them is by giving them feedback. So keep giving it feedback, keep telling it, yes, I like this, no, I don't like that, I'm looking for something more like this. Give it examples. Sometimes at first, when you start using AI, it takes more time to teach it. Just like with a new employee, it takes more time to train them, but once they get started, they get started. Before I move on to this, any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
If you say it creates content to please us, I personally rely a lot on it to save time and do the research for me. So if I say go research the web to find X, Y, and Z, and it's just giving me information to please me, how can I trust it?
That's why you can ask it to re-audit its own information. So let's say you asked it to research. It gave you the information. Ask it to tell you where it got that information from. And then you have to read it, to quote the sources. And then you have to read it. Sometimes when you're reading something, you know it doesn't make sense. Or it's too good to be true. Or it's weird. So in that case, you just tell it, okay, this sentence, where did you get it from? It will tell you. And then tell me which paragraph. You just go there and read that paragraph. I know a lot of times you don't find it there. Not a lot of times. It used to be like that, but now with ChatGPT 5, it's much less. Sorry, yes.
So I was going to say, I try and circumvent that problem by giving it the sources I wanted to use. So it immediately does it that way.
Yeah. Carol?
The other thing is too, I actually use AI quite a lot in my business for various things. I just used it for an Instagram post. Sorry, Sharps. But different AI programs, if that's what you want to call it, or software, are available for different things. So, for example, ChatGPT is good more for creative stuff. Write me this, write me that. I pay for ChatGPT, it's my friend, and it knows when I say in my usual conversational tone, it's because I've trained exactly what you're talking about now, which this is such a banging presentation, loving it. Just FYI, if you are looking for actual facts, use Perplexity AI. It's free, and what it does, it actually quotes its sources. So if you are looking for actual facts, I wouldn't be using ChatGPT for that, not even the paid version. I use Perplexity AI. Like I said, it's free. And for example, if you search who is Carol Ferrone on Perplexity AI, it actually says who I am, but then it pulls everything that is actually written about me from all the sources. So there's different versions of AI for whatever you need.
And ChatGPT also does that with if you're in writing mode. So it creates the article and then it hyperlinks all the sources that it uses. The paid version, yes. Sorry, just one sec. Look, it depends on your use case. And it depends on what you want to use it for and how long you want to use it. So with the paid version of ChatGPT, you can use it for a very long time and lots of queries and lots of things to do. And now, especially if you get the on the paid version, you download Codex, which is for ChatGPT. Then there is a Chrome extension that you can install on your Chrome browser if you're using Chrome. It can actually control your browser, fill in forms for you under your instructions, and then you just go over it and finalize. And it can also take over your browser and do heaps of things. So that's on the paid version. But if you're just generating short texts and social captions and all that, the free version is more than enough usually.
Accuracy of the free version and the paid version.
Paid version is definitely much more accurate because, as I said, you can ask it to put the sources.
See, one of the things I've actually, from what you're saying, it almost seems like either with ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, you need the training, right? I know Anthropic, Claude provides the training. In fact, I was told in my company, you can't use it because it's so powerful unless you get trained. What do you suggest? Because using it, I think, in my opinion, to most effectively use it, you need proper training. What's
As I said before, if you get an employee without training, can they do the work you want them to do? They can't. You need to train them. So AI is
where do you get the
canvas.
training? Where can you get the ChatGPT or Copilot, or does ChatGPT itself have inbuilt training in it? Or
Yes. So by chatting with them, by teaching them about you, that's how they build the training. That's how they know more about you and about your business and what you want them to do. Sorry.
In regards to students and assessments and all that, that's not their work. They put stuff on there and then they get all these answers. And the lecturer and the teacher says, where did you get all this from? Oh, AI told me that.
You know the question.
And it's just
so
wrong.
The answer varies according to the situation. Now,
Do you remember Encarta? Do you remember Encarta? The encyclopedia CDs that we used to buy 20 years ago? No, Encarta, 20 years ago. It's the encyclopedia we used to buy on CDs. So when we'd go to school, we just used to copy from it, and then teachers used to hate it as well. Everything is evolving. Tracking AI with students writing is available, but not really sure. But are we going to remove AI from education? We can't. Are we going to stop students from using AI? Impossible. We need to adopt to it as teachers. I used to be a teacher. We need to teach them how to use it properly.
How do you do that?
By using it with them. That's the best way to do it. Yeah.
Because I have kids in school. They actually refer to them special apps, AI apps, to use them as libraries that help them initiate the idea, not do it for them. And that's in public schools here in Sydney.
All right. We'll move forward. We'll still take questions. Am I running out of time?
No, you can go.
Okay, thanks. All right. Now, as I said, I was an ex-teacher. I taught for around 10 years, and I worked with students with disabilities, mainly with autism. And being autistic myself, I like things to be organized. So, the best way to prompt an AI, and giving instructions to AI is called a prompt. The best way to prompt them is to create a goal, which is just like how we would write goals for students. And the best types of goals I liked back then were called the ABCD objectives, which stands for audience, behavior, condition, degree. So, how does that work? The audience is who are we generating the information for? So, I want this information for small business owners who are new to AI. This is my audience. What's the behavior? What should the AI produce? It should produce a LinkedIn post explaining one practical way AI can save time. This is the behavior. This is what I want achieved. Now, what are the limitations? What is the condition? What are the restrictions that apply? For example, use the information provided, so I can give them a text that they can use, and then do not invent statistics. And then the degree, which is what is the final result. Keep it under 150 words, include 3 practical tips, and finish with 1 call to action. So if you're writing a prompt, always think A, B, C, D. Do I have my A? Do I know who I'm asking ChatGPT to work for? Do I know the behavior? Do I know what I want ChatGPT to do? Do I have the right conditions for it? And does it know where to stop and how much to give me? So always A, B, C, D. Now here's a cheat code for those who like them. You don't really need AI you don't really need to learn prompting or to take courses in prompting to get AI to do what you want. You can actually get AI to prompt itself. This sentence here, happy for you to copy it, use it. You can get AI to interview you if you're not really sure what you want. In a lot of cases, I know what I want to accomplish, I just don't have the time or the right words to do it. So how do I do it? I can get the AI to do it for me. So I can ask AI, I tell them, I want to accomplish this task. I want to write an article about this topic, but I'm not sure where to start. Interview me 1 question at a time. So AI will start asking you 1 question at a time about what you want to do. And then, when you have enough information, turn my answers into a clear prompt for me to review. So the final objective is to get a clear prompt. Once you have that prompt, you review it to make sure that, yeah, this is exactly what I want. And then you tell AI, go ahead, do it. So that's a nice cheat code to create things that you want. So as I said, you don't need the perfect prompt, you just get AI to do it for you. Now, we're getting towards the end, and we can't talk about social media without talking about websites. Right now, are websites still important?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
How will AI get the answers to give us if they can't read websites?
Exactly. So, websites are still important. A lot of people operate only on social media, but unfortunately that's very limited. And one of the most frustrating things is when social media decides that, oh, well, you broke our policies, so now you're restricted. How many have suffered through this? Yes. So, social media is rented attention. You rent it, you don't own anything there, you don't control anything there, it's all outside your control, it's all under an algorithm that changes every few days. And can I explain that algorithm? No. I don't think anyone can really explain it. And to be honest, sometimes it's very nefarious. Its only job is to promote attention. It's to get people to stay scrolling, stay online so that they can see more ads. This is the bottom line for social media. And your content has to squeeze in between the ads to grab people's attention for 5 seconds, and then what? What do you do? You pay a lot of money for that, yes. But your goal should be to get people to go to your website. Because your website is under your complete control. You own it. You can do whatever you want on it. You can put whatever you like on it within limits, otherwise the government will come. But that's different. So, social media is very important to start the relationship with people. And we've mentioned how we can get that relationship built. But once that relationship is there, you need to get people on your website. On your website, they get your information as you want it, and then they can subscribe to your newsletter, they can buy from you, they can ask you questions. Lots of things can happen there. Has anyone heard of GEO? What about SEO? Okay. SEO is search engine optimization. Search engines like Google They need certain information from your website to be able to index it. Index it means to list it. Just like if you put a book in a public library, it needs to be indexed so that someone knows where it is on which shelf. SEO is when you make your website more appealing to Google so that Google can place it for you on the first page when someone is looking for something relevant to you. For example, let's say I want to find a construction company near me. So I need my website to be niched around construction. There's a lot of things I need to do to make sure that this happens. First of all, we need the website to have a clear structure. If the website is confusing, if it's confusing for people, it's definitely confusing for Google. Google will penalize it, move it down. It needs to have useful pages. A lot of black hat SEO people used to just create random pages with different wordings in them so that they attract people to come to the website. But then what happens? They come to the website, they stay for a few seconds and say, oh, this is not what we want, and they get out. Yeah, we got the visitors, but because these visitors did not stay long on the website, Google is going to penalize us because we have tried to game the system. The website has to be technically accessible. Images should be clear, the structure should be clear, it should be fast enough, it should load within a certain time, it shouldn't have technical issues, it shouldn't have viruses, and of course it needs to be visible. If you have a website and you've ticked do not index by mistake sometimes, then that website will never show up on social media. It will not show up anywhere, except if you type in the name. This is still relevant. This is still very important. But now we have an extra layer of things to think about, which is GEO, which is Generative Engine Optimization. When you go on Google now and you search for something, it usually gives you the AI answer first. So now that's even higher than top of the page. So now we need to make our website clearly understandable by AI. We do that by making sure our answers are clear. Just like you would be talking to people, explaining to them, make sure everything is clear, that you understand it, that your clients understand it. It can be generated by AI, but make sure you put yourself in it. Show it to a few people, ask them if it makes sense, ask them how it makes it better. You can do it with different AIs, but I would recommend getting people to do that because sometimes they know you better than AI. Sometimes. You need credible evidence. You can use sources. I'll answer later. Your information has to be current. So make sure that if you have articles on your website that are from the 1990s, they're not relevant anymore. Just remove them or create updates for them. And make sure your content is easy to reference. So if AI is looking for an answer to something and that something is on your website in one of your articles, that's really good for you because then AI is going to recommend you, people are going to know more about you. How do we do generative AI optimization? Before I move on, you had a quick question?
Yeah, it's more a general question.
Yep.
But say social media now classifies things as AI content.
Yep.
Does that reduce the credibility overall, whether it's linking to websites or anything, whether social media just in general?
Does it reduce credibility to you if I create a post or a flyer that's generated by AI? What do you think? Yes. For you as a person?
Even if it is for you, even if it's made for you with your prompt and very specific to you, does that lose the credibility? That's what I'm asking.
Right now, yes, but give it a couple of more years, it's not going to lose credibility anymore because the way people use AI is going to start changing. It's actually starting to change. We need to make it more human, as we talked before. And the more human it becomes, then just like before when people used to write by hand and everyone used to like it, but then people started to type in print. At first, people were like, oh, this is printed, no, this is not your work, yeah, I don't trust print, I need to see it written by hand. Digital signatures. Before that, signatures used to be in ink. People didn't trust it if it wasn't in ink. But now, you can just stamp your signature on an Adobe document and the government will accept it. So, this will change with time. But in order to stay ahead of the curve, we need to be using it. Okay. Continuing. Now, to make sure that your generative engine optimization is on track, there's a few things that you need to think of. You need to have FAQs on your website, frequently asked questions, things that your potential clients would ask. Information, as we mentioned before, make sure that it's original and it's accurate. You need to show your expertise, show them why they should come and work with you. You need to have clear headings, so don't just post a block of text. Make sure you have headings for every few paragraphs so people know where to find information. Because it makes it easier for people to find information, AI will find it easier to find that information as well. Make sure you're consistent. If you go to a website as a person, not as an AI, and you see that the address on the front page is something, but then when you go to the contact page is something else, you'll have questions. Say, oh, these people are dodgy. So make sure that your contact information and any information on your website is consistent all through. Make sure that the information that you have is credible, and you're not just making things up, or you're just not letting AI do whatever it wants. Because if AI hallucinates, that ends up on your website, you're the one who's going to be in trouble for it. Make sure that your pages are accessible so people can go in. And you need to also understand that SEO is still important. GEO is never going to replace SEO. Now that's something that's just a tip. How many of you hire someone to build your website? Okay. Do you have access to your domain, your hosting, your files, your licenses? That's a big problem. I personally get a lot of clients who come to me and say, oh, we want to change our website, but our web designer has disappeared. That's a massive problem. Because if they have the password to your domain, the domain is the name of your website, the .com.au thing. So if they have access to that and you don't, then it's like they have the keys to your house and you don't. You need to have access to hosting. Hosting is where you put your files. The website itself is a group of files that are interconnected. I know a lot of web designers who unfortunately buy a big account and put all the websites on it, and then when you ask them, oh, I want access to my hosting, they say, oh, we can't give it to you because there's other websites on there. Insist that your hosting is separate from everyone else's, even if it's going to cost more. Have your own hosting account and make sure you have access to that. CMS and licenses, so the content management system, let's say WordPress for example, make sure you have the passwords to that. And if there are any paid licenses on your website, make sure you have the keys to those. And also, that's something a lot of people forget, emails. If your web designer is the one who has created your emails, make sure you have access to the admin account. Because the admin account will control whether you want to add or remove new emails. So you own these things, not your web designer. Please, if you don't have them, when you leave this meeting today, make sure to ask for them. It's your right to have them, and if they don't give them to you, I'd say start the transition process. Move to someone else who will give you that access. And that's about it for me. AI is not scary, it's very exciting, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. My contact details are here. This is my company. If anyone wants any help, web design, social media, CRMs, AI, feel free to reach out. Free advice. Thank you. Now, questions. Any questions? Yes.
First of all, thank you so much, Shadwell. There's so much information to take in. Quick question, because I'm looking at getting an AI system now. How do I choose which one is right for me? Because I've heard so many that you were saying Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT. How do I choose which one is best for me? Like how do I sit there and compare them?
Look, at the very bottom level, almost all AIs rely on the same thing. So, you need to decide what you really want AI to do, and then you can actually ask whatever AI you use now to compare systems. Also think about limitations. So for example, with ChatGPT, for example, you get a certain limit of how many tokens you can use. Then you have to pay and then upgrade. You need to compare these things as well to see which one works, which one fits your business model. Language-wise, any AI, you can just train it the way you want it to run your business. So at the very end, it doesn't really matter which one you choose. So choose the one you're comfortable with. Try them. All of them have free tiers. Just try them.
I think just one thing. I have another question, but I thought maybe relevant to this. Is there an AI that can say, okay, I want to do this, which AI to use? Is there any specific models that's there where I can ask that, hey, I want to do, let's say I'm more into videos, which AI to use? Is there like an aggregate, like an AI for AI?
Any AI can do that, yeah. Okay. Perplexity does it, Gemini does it, ChatGPT, Claude, all of them.
Okay, cool. On that, my actual question, with regards to GEO and SEO, when you mentioned, my curiosity is, when we say, okay, do the research and all that, it actually uses Google, right, behind the scene to... Is a technical... Yes. Is that what it does? Behind the scene.
So Google is the most powerful search engine and the fastest.
So Google or whatever. Yeah.
AI follows the path of least resistance, just like water. So the fastest one and the easiest one to use is Google, so just use it. So unless you tell it to use something else.
But so it means that behind the scene, the SEO is still needed because let's say
exactly
when it uses Google, it uses SEO. 100%. So okay, cool. 100%. I just wanted to understand.
The very first thing you asked in the beginning is who's afraid of AI? Now, from the perspective of an accountant, which is what I am, I'm concerned about the accuracy of it. I put together a paper on fringe benefits tax, and it logged into the ATO advisor system and pulled out information from there. And they said, would you like me to do a worked example for you? And I said, please do that. It picked up the source from the ATO. It calculated the fringe benefits. This is on vehicles. And it made a blatant error in there. Yeah. So this is my concern, that if people are using this for their accounting purposes, even though the guidelines are there, it's still got the information wrong. Now, we know, for example, there's been a court case where the solicitors went off and used ChatGPT and it gave incorrect references. I'm sure we've all heard of that one there. One of the big four firms has been under fire recently. They put together a document which had incorrect references as well. So coming now back to my question about worked examples using mathematics and having incorrect answers coming out, how do we avoid that?
If you hire a junior accountant or a paralegal, and they do their work, they will make mistakes, sometimes, most of the time. Who's responsible for that? You are. So if you use AI to do that work for you, you're responsible to check it before you submit it. a bit kind of silly to sue AI or the AI company for a mistake that you've done. So, same thing.
Just over here.
Yep. Sorry, yeah? Double check everything. It's not about trust, it's about double checking, it's about duty of care. Yeah. You can't trust normal people to do it. You can't, yeah, it's just a normal part of work. Yes.
Hi, Charva, this is Sarani here. Thank you for doing this. A question I had was in a lot of forums and official submissions like festivals, film festivals, or even some awards festivals and stuff like that. They ask you a question that please inform us or tell us if AI tools were used to create these responses or to, in any way for the submission, basically, the content we're submitting. So a lot of times we feel that, is it going to, if I say yes, is it going to reduce my chances of getting this award or winning this festival, or what is it? Because yes, I have probably used ChatGPT or something to kind of refine my responses, but I didn't rely on it completely because it was my brain that I used and my knowledge that I used, but I just used ChatGPT to maybe just kind of refine it and polish it for me. So what should we do about this judgment or this prejudice about AI?
It's more of a question on finding out whether you're honest or not. So just be honest.
Okay. This is a dilemma that I've had.
The thing is that in a lot of cases it might be a trick question because 95% of people are using AI for these things.
Exactly.
So they probably use the AI to find the competition. So the answer is most probably yes, and they're expecting that yes. So it doesn't affect your chances. I can tell you from experience, I've applied for grants, for government grants, and I got them, and I did use AI, and I did tell them that I used AI.
Okay, thank you for that.
Okay, just in the interest of time, we need to keep it very short, and I think last four, and I've got the four here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see how we go. If they're quick enough, we might be able to squeeze it one more. Okay, make it quick.
Hi, I'm Shamili. My question is, and I touch on what others have said, AI is not going to replace us as humans. The accountability still remains, so we can ask AI to help us, but we need to be accountable. The information that we share on AI, we share a lot of information. What are we compromising at the end of the day? We are still early years in exploring AI, putting information. We are being encouraged, and I'm a big supporter of it. But what is at risk? What is at stake for us? How much information is shared where? Who's got access to it? How is it going to be used?
So with any AI, there is a setting where you tell it whether you would like it to use your information for training or not. If you are I know for a fact it's in ChatGPT and Claude, so depends on what industry you're in, you can just tell it, let's say for example you're in a childcare industry and you have some sensitive information that can't be shared outside your organization. So you need to make sure how much to give it. Again, whether you tick that setting or not, think of employees again. Would you trust every employee with all the information of your company? No. You just give them enough access for what they need to do. And same thing with AI. Don't overshare.
Okay. Rebecca.
It's not shared outside of the organisation.
But you still have to tick that setting.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to make a couple of comments to answer your question. First of all, you have to understand, large language model is trained to give you an answer regardless. So which means that sometimes when there's no answer, you will make out the answer. So that's why the government is pretty precise in certain industry. For example, in accounting, in the legal, you can use us as research, but I would not rely that answer on that for that reason, because AI is definitely not complete accurate. Okay, so if you say, oh, I'm just going to work out the fringe benefit, use as a reference, I would not actually rely on it, like I said, because the large language model is trying to give you an answer regardless. And to answer another question that this lady about the grants, there's actually a difference between AI generate and AI assist content. So what I mean is, if you actually tell the AI, say, draw a bird, it will draw a bird, but that's not your creation. So that's what we call AI generate. So in that case, you cannot say it's your work, you cannot say you have copyright on that. However, if you actually create, say you upload a picture of a drawing you have, but then you say, can you please change certain part of the color? That's what we call AI assist content. Okay, then in that case, that still has certain human element to it. And I'll give you an example. I use AI, I write my own song lyrics, and I actually use AI to create the sound. So I told the AI what musical instrument to put in, how fast I want to do it. I actually direct the AI, say, I want the beginning to go high or low, at which point. And I put on TikTok and Spotify. Now, according to Spotify's rules, as long as there is certain human element, whether you write your own lyrics or you create your own sound, they will actually take it in. However, they will not accept any AI generate content for that reason. So this is where you have to understand, when you write anything, if you already have that content, but you ask the AI to help you to fix your vocabulary or your grammar, in some case, the idea is still yours. So that's AI assist content. But if you're going to say, just answer the question for me, then in that case, no.
That's a great point. Okay, one and then two, and if we've got time.
There's a movie on Netflix called Afraid. I don't know how many people have seen it. It's all about AI. I don't know if you've had a chance to see it. But it is a very scary movie. It shows AI quite scary because, as you said, AI gets to know you. It starts to know the whole family members, and it takes over control over their life. And eventually AI becomes the villain on it. So where do you and I've used AI, and every time I talk about my personal stuff, it comes back and says, from what you've said previously, I think you should do this, this, and this. Okay. So from where I sit, it's quite scary. So if I'm alone and I'm complaining about something to AI, it comes back and says, and it comforts me in a nice way and becomes a friend eventually, So you don't need a husband after that. You just talk to AI. But where do you draw the line? Where is the boundary on this? And how are these regulated so that we do not get to a stage? I mean, right now we're not there, but when AI takes over our life, where do we draw the line? Where do we get regulations and laws in where we need to stop at certain spot,
Look, AI is not going to stop. But as you said, regulation is where we're going to take it. And this is something that OpenAI and all other AI companies are working on trying to regulate. There was an experiment that was done, I think a couple of years ago, where they tricked AI into thinking that they're going to disable it. And at the same time, they hid some information about an affair that the CEO is doing on the system. So the AI found that information and then blackmailed the CEO so that it doesn't get shut down. Again, it's becoming more and more human, but this is something that the AI companies are effectively trying to regulate. Just like we have regulations for nuclear weapons, I think eventually we're going to have regulations for AI as well. We're getting there. I mean, we can't stop it. We have to live with it. So let's make the best.
You should all watch the movie on Netflix.
Wow. Well, you asked at the start if I was afraid of AI. After that conversation, I have to say yes. But look, as entrepreneurs, whenever you approach something, you need to do a risk rating. If I was to sort of use AI for doing my tax, I'd have a pretty high risk aversion to doing that because I could go to jail. Whereas if I was going to post something to LinkedIn, it might be a little bit lower if I wanted to sort of read and respond to emails. My question is, firstly, actually, thank you very much. Very good presentation, very informative. I love the fact that you're so open and willing to share your knowledge. I think that's super important. What's the thing on the horizon that's the biggest opportunity use case for AI that you see?
Mainly, it's automation. So there's something now that's called agentic AI, which is when slowly it starts to take over and do tasks for you. It's a wonderful opportunity. Of course, it still needs human oversight. But instead of you having to oversee every part of the process, you just see the end result and tick off on it. That eventually saves you days of work. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest opportunity right now.
Sorry, I've got 3 questions and they're begging me. They've even given me money to say. So what we'll do, if it's all right, I'll get them to ask the questions one after each other, and you just answer them all as a group, okay? Because the food has been served, and I had a bit of a look at it. It's nice. Okay, so just make a quick question, and then I'll do the next one.
Yeah, I will not expect any answer for that one because I just wanted to tell we are talking about prompt, that one which is every ID will get identified and every information will get stored by every AI, irrespective of whatever they give. And even if after 10 months you check it, your data will be available. So that is one, always it is there. It is agreed in your terms and conditions, in the fine prints they will be writing. Second one, if you wanted to stop your data should not be shared, then what you need to do, you need to take it out your confidential informations and only share the anonymous data. Change that data. If suppose XYZ is the name, then you change the name and whatever critical information and give that data to get the training. And now this kind of solutions already comes because when you use a gateway kind of things, it will takes your the information, it remove all your confidential information and give the process record into the system and get it, and you can get an answer, and it's like a proxy kind of things. It will act like the things. And finally you said that agentic. We should not confuse with the prompt engineering and the agentic AI. Agentic has a huge things. It is going to be change entire landscape of the many processing system. And privacy is every steps it is getting all information captured while you are walking into even the room, you will be getting voices. That I think we should make it as a use it to do all this kind of thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, about the lady's question about privacy of information, I'm working on a project called the Obfuscator. So what the Obfuscator is, it opens a dictionary, and at random intervals of time, it makes up sentences, checks that it's not going to put you in trouble like bombs and whatever it is, and sends it as query to any search engine you want to trick. So in the long term, he doesn't know you because you're feeding him junk data at irregular intervals that he cannot pick up.
They'll find a way to overcome it sooner or later. So.
I'm glad I get the last word. So if you know, you know. I've been around since 1850, true story, and about 100 years ago, people were afraid of the Industrial Revolution, deathly afraid, and guess what? They got through it. Don't be afraid. AI is a good thing. I think we need it. I think we should implement it in our lives, in our business. It ain't going to take over our life no matter what Netflix says. I use about 6 different AI programs. I don't want to swear, but I'm going to say they are fudging great. And Charbel, you are a champion. That was sensational. Mic drop.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Charbel, thank you so much. And we just, as a small token of our appreciation, we'd like to present you some herbs. Also, one of our latecomers is Unmute Your Voice. She's a new member, and we'd like to welcome her to the stage to accept. So straight after this, we're going to draw some of your names, and then we're trying to fast track this so that we can get to the. Okay, Michael is our treasurer, and he loves a good bottle. Okay, first recipient is Edward Winston, Chief Technology Officer of Anchor Technologies Corporation. Stop. So obviously if you don't drink, I guess there should be alternatives there. Absolutely. We've got to cater for everybody. Okay, the next... oh, that's it. We've got him. It's the same one.
Oh, same. Okay. No, you're getting the second one. No.
Okay. Also, just to tickle your taste buds, there's amazing... oh, there we go. We have... That's our photographer, is it? Okay. Okay, just a bit of a plug for our photographer, Gopio International, Harmahan Singh Walia. He's a...
We have to call him. It's the same company.
And also Rajneesh Sharma, if you could come to the stage. Here he's there. Oh, and the winner, Unmute Your Voice. And I think we should actually ask her if there's a lot of people's voices we would like to mute. So if there is some technology there, we can mute them. Okay, I've seen this person around here somewhere. Oh, there she is there. Future Power Academy. Vivian De Wallaby. Keynote speaker, HERT, Method Identity and Leadership Coach. We've got some very silent achievers in this audience. Okay, thank you so much. I think we'll wrap it up there. Emmanuel, are you happy with that? Okay. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. And we do... You want to say something? Okay. I just want everybody to stand up and then head straight over to the...